today we want to introduce to you automation of approximately 5-6 processes. Leave of absence, waiver of requiring to waiver of RTW or waiver of required to withdraw, voluntary withdrawal, change of major, and status letter. So these are all requests that students will make or can make, being done manually by grad studies. And today we are introducing to you what has been done to implement or to automate these processes using our existing systems. Now, the leave of absence, waiver for RTW, and the voluntary will are all done on SAS using the automated student administration module, ASRM. Now, going on to SAS, and the assumption I'm making here that everyone knows how to reach the SAS is where our students go to for a course, among others. And SAS is also used by our administrators in administering various aspects of the student life cycle. So as usual, you go onto SAS and you would enter your username and password and hence log on to SAS. If you're a student making a request, that means a student making a request for either leave of absence, voluntary withdrawal, or voluntary withdrawal, or waiver of RTW. You click on student, and here is the ASRM link, Automated Student Request System. Click on ASRM, and when you click on ASRM, it will now carry onto the screen to make a request. We select the request type, right, which is either leave of absence, waiver for RTW, or withdrawal. Select the request type, and we come to a screen whereby select the semester that you're making the request for. So if it's leave of absence, you select the semesters that you are making the leave of absence request for. And if there are supporting documents, the system allows you to upload these supporting documents. You can type in the reason, right? If you're putting in the documents, you also put in what type of documents you are putting in and submit the request. And that is basically all the data that you really need to put in. Term, the semester, the reason, and supporting documents. If supporting documents are needed. Click on submit, and the request will go through. 1, 2, 3, plug and play. When the request is submitted, it will now, email will be sent to the student telling them that the request is there, and an email will also be sent to our faculty members who will process the request. You can go on ASRM, click on view request, and they'll be able to see all the requests that they have sent through, both the current one and historical requests, if any exist. And that's all the student needs to do. After the student has made the request, the workflow for the request is that it will then go to the department rep, and for the department rep to approve the request or deny the request. If it's approved by the department rep, then it goes to the faculty rep, and if approved by the faculty rep, it will go to grad studies. I should point out that this system is currently being used by our undergraduate students. Their workflow is going to be a bit different, but the system is intelligent enough to identify when it's a graduate student and when it's an undergraduate student who's making the request, and will request accordingly. So after the student makes a request, gets an email that the request has been made, and the department, and it goes to department rep. Department rep gets its email and will log on to ASRM, and they logging on to ASRM, the department rep will click on services instead of student services, right, and go to the ASRM link. The screen will come up for the department rep to see that are there, and they put in the research number, and they click on the search, and all of the requests that are pending that department will be displayed for the department rep. The department rep can look on each request individually, and here's a screenshot of what the request looks like. And when they are ready to approve, to action the request, they come back to the search screen and will select the request. Right? And the selected request is highlighted and the checkbox is selected, and they will action the request, meaning click on either approve or deny. And that is it in approving the request. When the department rep approves the request, the request will now move to the faculty rep, and log on just as the department rep and go through the same process. The faculty rep will not see the request until the department rep approves it. The faculty rep, after approving it, it will move to grad studies, and grad studies will approve or deny. If approved, the banner, which is our student administration system, will be updated in real time. So currently, the student sends in a paper-based request, and somebody in grad studies, it goes through the process of the department rep approving paper, faculty rep approving paper-based, comes to graduate studies will take it, approve it, and then somebody will have to physically go on banner and update banner. Now, ASRM will electronically update banner upon the request being approved by graduate studies. And the student can check on the status of the request at any point in time through the life cycle of this request by going on and click and going to view requests. And this is a process for voluntary withdrawal, waivers for RTWs, or leave of absence. The next student request that I'm going to carry through is status letter. The status letter is not done on SAS. Right? Status letter is a student wanting a letter to say that they're enrolled in the university. What is their status as a student at the university? Right? Again, I would say that this process is currently being done electronically by our undergraduate students. Right? So the student, to get requesting a status letter, that's on BOSS, Bursary on Student Administration System. So if we go on the UWA website and you go on quick links, all the systems that are available are there, and BOSS is one of them. Bursary Online Student System. Logging on to the system with your student ID and your password, right? And forms, click on forms, and then request for admission status letter. Click on request for admissions. the screen will expand and we click on Go to Forms. And the form now for requesting a status letter comes up, whereby it comes up with the student's name and the student's ID and their faculty. The student will put in their contact number, their email address, how many copies of the status letter that they want. Also, should the letter be addressed to whom it may concern, or if it needs to be addressed to somebody specific, your screen will come up for you to put in the details, like the name, the address, and the title of the person that it should be addressed to. And at the end, any comments that the student may, comments meaning any additional directions the student may wish to give, and click on review. It selects letter addressed to whom it may concern. It will, the fields for an organization and stuff that you send a letter to will not be displayed. However, if the student selects letter addressed to a specific person or company, then it comes up where you put in the title, the name, the organization, the address, etc., of where you want the letter to be addressed to. And when that is done and you click on review, it will be displayed showing how the letter is going to be addressed. It's a standard letter, right? What is displayed here in your review is who the letter is going to be addressed to. If you had selected to whom it may concern, all would have been displayed here is to whom it may concern. There are the charges for the status letter. There are two charges, the express charge and the regular charge. Express charge is $1,000, regular charge is $500, and each additional costs $300. Click on submit, and the status, the request for a status letter has been submitted. When it is submitted, Grad will be advised that that letter is there. The system generates the letter, and the letter is stored in a repository, a Grad Studies repository. The special instructions were given in the additional comments area. Grad Studies has the ability to edit the letter and to change the letter, or to make adjustments to the letter, right? The fee, the charge for a status letter is automatically debited to the students. However, the student is required to pay for the letter before the letter is released. So Grad Studies will verify that the fee has been paid. And Grad Studies has access to ONSAS to see the payment made by the student, right? And upon verification that the fee is paid, the letter will be released either by the student coming to pick it up, or email, if an email was requested, to be emailed to the email address that was given. And that is it for status letter, or voluntary withdrawal, or waiver for RTW, or leave of absence requests, all made by students.